Thank you so much, that's so cute.
Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed my walk. That was the beginning of the week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I did this photo walk from Clapham Junction all the way down to Wandsworth Common along North Court Road, which is a very posh road in Clapham, for those of you who know London or Clapham. Yeah, some of the shots I really liked, and some of them I know that they could have been better if only I had been more present, if only I had been braver and had gone a bit closer into the shot. I still feel in my body this sense of danger that sometimes comes, and it stops me from getting closer, basically. And that is certainly something that I need to address, but at least it's good that I can verbalize it now. And then a couple of days after, I went to the lovely little village of Hampstead in North London. I hadn't been there for a very long time. And I did film some face-to-camera pieces there. I didn't manage to say anything interesting. You could argue that I'm not saying anything interesting right now, but that's another story. Yeah, so I'm not going to include any footage of me talking in Hampstead. I'll just show some of the pictures. I do realize that many times there is this sense of danger that I was referring to earlier that stops me from getting closer, that stops me from slowing down and really assess that scene. And you know, and of course there will be some elements that I like about that scene, but if I'm really honest, there are other elements that really don't need to be in the frame, that are just noise. And so for my trip in Hampstead, I really don't feel that I did a great job at telling you what was happening. In fact, rewatching the footage, I realized that a lot of my time was spent just enjoying being there. And you know, there's a lot of wow, this is lovely. And also in terms of pictures, you know, a lot of the pictures weren't great. There's a lot of pictures with before the sun came out, because for most of the time the sun was behind clouds. So there are lots of pictures that are a bit, you know, with a dull light, with a flat light. And then the sun did come out, and some of the pictures I like this one, but yeah, nothing to write home, to be honest. And yeah, pictures of doors, pictures of like, I like the picture of this guy walking his dog. I'm becoming more aware of the way the pictures feel in my body as well, and whether I feel a connection with the picture. Of course, I do like a pretty picture, and I do like light that hits a surface. But then, yeah, I also like that I feel a connection, a body connection of some type with the picture. And I for instance, I like, yeah, pictures like this one, for instance. It's not pretty. In fact, it's very muddy, but it shows what might happen to this lady. Yeah, this lady might be walking her dogs every day, and for her there might be an important occurrence in the day, an important thing in the day. A picture can sort of tell that story. There's another one that I like this scene. I was actually saying in the footage very unsuccessfully that I like this scene for some reason. I like the angle. I like the way that these two roads intersect at this point of the picture. And there's like, by the way, this is shot at, I think, at a wider focal length that I normally shoot. Yeah, well, no, actually 38. 38 is pretty much within the range that I like to shoot. Yeah, what I like about this picture are the telephone boxes there, the fact that this car is covered with a blanket of some kind, and yeah, you sort of wonder what car is under there. I mean, it's still not a great picture by any stretch of imagination. But again, talking about pictures with which I feel a connection, for some reason I feel a connection with this type of pictures of alleyways, pictures that show, for instance, in this picture you have this bin, which obviously is not pretty because it's a bin, but I like the blue. I like the fact that that is blue, that is also blue, and I like this yellow, and this is also yellowish. But I like some scenes that were not arranged for a viewer to look at. I like the fact that, that's an alleyway. It was not arranged for it to be admired and looked at. I like that. So these tables were put there by somebody that just had in mind efficiency, effectiveness, not so much placing something there in such a way that it could be a subject of a picture. I like that. I like that, taking pictures of things that were not meant to be a picture. Something is growing in me with regards to that as well. But anyway, let's keep documenting, let's keep going. Here, in this particular one, I like that you have, the curved line of the taxi, and the red of the door, and the blue. It's a messy picture, of course. It's a messy picture, but there's something there for me. So yeah, the way forward for me, I think, is figuring out, and this may indeed be the way forward for you if you're beginning your journey with photography now. It's figuring out how the journey is progressing for you, what you like in a picture, but also be really, really focused and self-conscious to understand what is holding you back, what is not allowing you to take a breath and really consider what would improve that scene. What are you afraid of? And so many times I didn't feel it at the time, but I know now that, for instance, when I was still in Hampstead, I took a picture of this door, Yeah, I took a picture of this door. Now, this picture has got some elements that I do like the bike. I think I was more worried about being seen by somebody in the window there, and therefore, being found out that I was taking a picture, and that stopped me from really taking a breath and assessing whether there was any way of making that picture better. That was a mistake. Look at that. That's such a mess. That shouldn't be the picture. That can, it's not attractive, but also it doesn't tell the story too well either. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. Just to let you know where my photography is at the moment. Of course, I'm not super happy about it, but I don't think that any photographer is ever super happy about their photographs. Photography is a journey, so I'm more than ever willing to continue this journey, and I want to get better at it, just because I enjoy the making of the pictures. I enjoy the journey more than the actual pictures in many cases. So yeah, I hope you might want to follow me in this journey, because I am not going to stop. And I hope that you're okay, and I hope that I can somehow help some of you to feel more present in their daily life and for whatever they're doing, may it be photography or anything else. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.